down.
Oh,
Three
never mind.
remaining.
Now they're behind us.
Hostile down. One remaining.
Gotcha.
How are y'all doing today? Aaron Sampson here with
Ryan Schubert.
and we're back talking about more tactical shooters. Our last video was about Insurgency Sandstorm, which you guys liked. And today we're going to take a look at Firewall 0 Hour and why you keyboard warriors out there are missing out on some stuff that you can't actually do unless you're playing a game like this. Firewall 0 Hour, for those who don't know, it's a PSVR title that's coming out August 28th. You do need the PSVR, and we play with an aim controller, although you can play with your DualShock. And with the DualShock, the weapon is still unchained from your head, which is awesome.
It's actually one of the cool things, right, of playing a VR shooter is having that sort of sense of space and the separation between head and gun.
That's like one of the biggest things that you don't get from mouse and keyboard. When you walk around these maps, you'll see that I have the weapon pinned to my shoulder. And when you watch tactical videos and movies, you're always asking yourself, like if you're a PC gamer, you're always asking yourself, why are they walking around with their weapon up like that all the time? You can see so much more with their weapon down. You take for granted in console and PC games that your aim just snaps to the middle of the screen. But when you've got a red dot sight in front of you, like a real simulated red dot sight, it don't work that way. And if you don't keep track of it, if you don't keep it in the middle of your eyes, it goes all over the place. You just lose sight of it, and it's hard to get it back up in a fight.
Oh yeah, I played a whole bunch of Payday 2 VR not too long ago.
Yeah, what'd you think about that?
I thought it was great, actually. I tried Onward at one point, and I had trouble with the motion. I had trouble with basically aiming or, telling the difference between enemies and friends and blah, blah, blah. But Payday 2 was like, it was a VR Payday. The port is excellent.
It's my poor dead teammate.
And one of the things that's kind of cool about it is that the game, you have to learn how to play the game a little bit differently. In Payday 2, just normally, I might have certain loadouts that I prefer. I'm kind of, like, generally speaking, in first-person shooters, kind of more of a DMR guy. But I learned very quickly that, getting a ACOG scope to cooperate in a very panicked situation is not that ideal. And while that could definitely be seen as a fault for VR, the other thing that's kind of cool is that it brings other play styles out that can be more exciting. Like, you're playing a bank heist game and it's kind of cool to be able to run with two handguns like you're in a John Woo movie or Reservoir Dogs or something. And that is a totally different experience because not having your hands tethered to your face the way it is when you're playing mouse and keyboard is very, very liberating.
It also, it's way easier to miss.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like you can go dual hand guns, but you're more likely to just miss twice as much if you don't aim properly.
It's really fun.
Some things are way tricky. So the co-op that I'm showing you here was actually the highest level you go in the game at this point. It was level 50, and we lost all day. This is actually the final round where me and another guy held it down at the end of the day, but this was the first one that we actually won. It was very difficult to so it's interesting. That kind of brings up another point, which is that VR games are still games. So there's two different things you're dealing with. One is the just coolness of holding these weapons in real life, or like in a more real life situation, and like handling them. But then there's also the gaming aspects, and in the gaming aspects, Firewall 0 Hour on many maps had a lot of angles to cover, almost too many angles to cover for the speed that you could actually turn around. Payday's a little bit like that too, actually. So it was interesting. There were a lot of times where we would just be in open spaces and I just felt like I couldn't possibly cover every angle. Now some of that is the areas that you're forced to defend, because a lot of these are defending or attacking, hacking a laptop. And some of it is up to you. It's picking the right gadgets, taking an ammo bag, taking mines, and taking the right route through a map, which makes it more exciting.
H, you got this. B, you got this.
Reloading. I got it full ammo now.
85, 86, 90. Two coming right now. B.
Hostile neutralized. Transfer complete. Flawless victory. Contract
Holy
initiated.
shit, it is possible. Oh my god, dude.
It's interesting. This is labeled as a tactical game. I think you and I were talking the other day about what's the line in video games in general for what's tactical.
I think the word tactical gets thrown around quite a lot, and it's, I think, more loosely used as an aesthetic. But when I think about what is like legitimately tactical gameplay, I think of games that involve teamwork, use of gadgets, lots of problem solving and communication. To me, is what separates something that is tactical from something that is more or less just a run and gun experience.
So yeah, like it's tactically skinned. This game does have a lot of gamey elements though. So there's like a revive pistol. There's a device to prevent the other team from hacking the laptop or helping your team hack the laptop faster. Just a lot of cool little gaming touches that I enjoyed quite a lot.
So there are some like support elements to the character types, or is it class-based?
It's loadout based.
Okay.
And to be fair, everything was unlocked for us. We were at level 50, so I can't actually speak to what that unlock tree is going to be like for players on day one. One of the things it actually doesn't have, you brought up earlier, you said you're a DMR player. It doesn't have scopes with magnification. And the developers gave me an interesting explanation, basically, that you have to render the screen twice.
It's a render, yeah.
So it basically kills the performance of the game, and they couldn't get it in. They said they would like to get it in the future, but you are stuck with sort of red dot sights and just trying to tell what something is across a level by looking at it. And if anything, actually trying to manage a red dot sight in a VR game is very difficult already. I can't even imagine trying to deal with what simulating a lens, an actual lens is like in a game like this.
Yeah, it's, I mean, in Payday and onward, it's definitely kind of jarring. It's cool, but it's jarring and kind of difficult to use. Like I've hit myself in the face many times trying to aim down sights.
All right, so that was Firewall 0 Hour. That's out August 28th at $39.99. You do need a PSVR to play it. It's 4v4 PvP. I would say it's like a Siege Light game, attack and defend laptops. And then it also has 1 to 4 player co-op, which I would say is maybe one objective Payday, frantic and crazy. I had a really good time playing it. A report just came out this week that there were 3 million PSVR units sold, which is about 4% of PlayStation owners. So I suppose if you are part of that 4% and you're looking for a pretty fun tactical shooter to play, this is one you should check out.
Looks pretty cool to me. One
last thing, Gamescom's coming up next week, and we've got a crew out in Germany checking out all the latest titles for you guys, including World War III, which we're going to get a reveal of soon.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what World War III is like.
All right. Have a good day, everyone.
H.
Oh!
Help me out.
David's
Got
down.
him. Let me go put David. Help me out. You're clear. Dang it.
I'm down, guys. He's right below you.
Teabagging.
He's right below you. Oh no! He's. How many are left? I can't see him anymore. Oh, he's right there!
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, look
Oh, that shotgun's ridiculous, man.
That's that.
Holy
dang, that was like a whole magazine.
Contract fulfilled. Payments initiated. All in a day's work.